Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden 22 defensive tips video breakdown, I want to take a look at how to contain the quarterback with a two-man pass rush and still get pressure. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to run this defense, and it's pretty nice because, as I said in the title, is that you can get pressure with just a two-man pass rush, and plus you can have enough defenders to take away your opponent from rolling out the quarterback and taking off and running with them. And that's what I want to go through with this particular video breakdown. What I'm going to go ahead and do first is go ahead and show you the play that we're going to use for the video breakdown. This one's going to be called Dime 236 Sam Cover 1 Contain. So that'll be the defense that we're going to use. This one features 2 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 6 defensive backs. The coverage type is man. The coverage shell is cover 1. The blitz type is man. Gap pressure is B gap pressure. Pass rushers are 4. And then the pass defenders are 7. So let's go ahead and take a look at the playbooks you'll find this one out of. And here are the playbooks here. It's only going to be 3 playbooks, 3-4 Dolphins and Giants. For this video breakdown, I'm going to go ahead and use the 3-4 playbook. So let's go ahead and get right on into it and show you how to set this one up. Before I get to the setup here, I want to go ahead and show you the subs I'm going to make here out of the Dime 236 Sam with the Dallas Cowboys. And all I'm going to suggest to you is make sure you have a pass rusher where I'm about to show the position I'm going to put him in that has a high finesse pass rush rating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sub out Parsons here with a safety. Now, what I recommend here is putting a really fast safety here, the fastest safety you got, or at least somebody who's pretty fast. In this case, it's going to be Hooker. I believe he's like a 87 speed, but if you got, a 90 speed plus safety that you can put here, go ahead and do that. But Hooker's fast enough for me, so I'm going to go ahead and put him there. And then I'm going to move Parsons to this position right here. As you look at your screen here, what I want to do is he's at the right end position. I'm going to go ahead and sub Gregory out and move Parsons there, and then I'm going to move Gregory to the nose tackle position. So that's really all I'm going to do as far as with the subs. As I mentioned before, make sure you have somebody with a high pass rush finesse rating lined up at the right end position. Again, that's going to be lined up right here as you look at your screen. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get into the actual breakdown here, and we'll go ahead and show you how to set this one up. For this setup, the defense that we're going to use is called the Dime 236 Sam QB Contain. So as you look at your screen, you can see right there. Again, this is out of the 3-4 playbook, and that's the play as we highlight it for you. As far as on the offensive side of things, the play that we're going to go ahead and use is from the Gun Bunch. The name of the play is called Ravens Trail, and obviously this is out of the Ravens playbook as far as on the offensive side of the ball. The only thing I want to point out before we get to the setup here is I want to just show you that the running back is staying in the pass block. So they have 6 pass blockers, and then they have 4 receivers going out with this particular play. All right, as far as what the setup is concerned, all we're going to do is we're going to hit the RB-R1 button, and then we're going to go ahead and do the shift defense, and we're going to press down on the left stick where we do the pinch, and that's going to bring these guys inside, particularly this guy right here, which is going to be the guy that we're in control of right now, which is Parson. It's going to bring him to the inside. It also brings these corners into press coverage. Now, if you don't want to have press coverage, the other way you can do this is go ahead and press left on the D-pad and then press down on the left stick and do pinch, and then you wouldn't have the press coverage if you so choose not to do that. I just want to point that out to you. That's the other option there. The next thing we're going to do while we're in control of Parsons, we're going to go ahead and put him in the hard flat, and then we're going to switch over to Gregory, and we're going to go ahead and put him in the bluff blitz, and then we're going to switch out to Lawrence, and we're going to put him into the hard flat. So I want to show you what the setup looks like at this point. All right, as you look at it, the next thing is we want to switch back over to Parsons. We want to bring him in so he lines up between the left guard and left tackle. So there they are. As you look at your screen, you notice he's lined up between those two. All right, we're going to go ahead and hold down on the right trigger, or in the case of the PlayStation, we would hold down the R2 button before the snap. All right, as you look at it, I'm going to go ahead and run this, and then we'll get into instant replay, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. What we're looking for here, I'll just tell you this. We're looking for the left guard and the left tackle to look to block Parsons, and that should force the running back to block the blitzing linebackers. You look at your screen. Now, that doesn't always happen, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and run this, and then we'll get right on into it here, and then we'll see what kind of pressure we get on the quarterback. And then you guys can see right there, that's how it's supposed to work. Now, does it always work that way? Not always, but you still get the pressure regardless. Let's go ahead and look at this in instant replay. I want to explain to you why this works as you look at it. All right, so as I talked about earlier, as far as with Parsons, we put him into the flat, and this is stuff I've shown before where we're going to manually pass rush him, where he goes to the outside, and then ultimately we're going to come off the edge and get pressure. Now, the key to this is you want to get these two offensive linemen to look to block him. In most cases, they will. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the left guard will not block. Sometimes the left guard will not look to block Parsons, or in this case, the right end. Sometimes instead he'll stay inside, and then he'll end up blocking the linebacker there. If that happens, then sometimes the running back won't look to block the linebacker. Instead, he'll try to help him out and block Parsons. So you'll see that maybe a little bit later. But in this case, the way this is working, you can see on your screen right here that we do in fact have these two guys right here. Again, these two guys, the left guard and left tackle, are in fact looking to go ahead and block. As you look, they're looking to go ahead and block towards Parsons right now. And then as you look here, here's the running back. He's looking to block that linebacker. So that takes the running back out of the equation now. He's got to block the linebacker, and that's what he's going to do here as you look at your screen right there. So he blocks him. And then we're doing the manual pass rush with this guy right here. Again, this is Parsons, and we're coming off the edge, and we're getting pressure on the quarterback off the edge here. Now, there's some more stuff going on here. There's a lot going on here. That's just the pass rush portion of it, as far as getting the pass rush and getting to the quarterback. So you can see right there, let's just go and do this in real time, and you guys can really see it, that you get in fairly quick. You know, it's about 3 seconds or so, but you still get in pretty quick. Now, as I talked about in the title, one of the things that I'm trying to do is prevent the quarterback, or at least defend the quarterback from taking off and running. So obviously that we have Lamar Jackson, which is pretty much arguably probably the best quarterback when it comes to running in the game. You can make some other arguments for some other guys, but at any rate, we're trying to prevent him from rolling out. And by us manually rushing over here, as I talked about earlier, by us manually rushing over here to the outside, we should prevent our opponent from rolling out to the left. More than likely, he's going to go ahead and roll to the right. So let's go ahead and just look at this. Now, obviously, I can't control Lamar while I'm in control of Parsons, but you guys can see on your screen as you look at this, if he tries to roll out, and I'll try to run this where in a second here where he actually does roll out, and we just won't get the pass rush. But as we were to go ahead and run this and have him roll out, there's actually going to be some defenders though that are actually going to defend that. And we'll go in that here in just a second. I'll actually run this without where I'm actually in control of Lamar, so you can see that. But from the coverage standpoint, as you look at it, you can see there's not a whole lot available for our opponent to throw to. Let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit here. The one guy that he may be able to throw to right now is this guy right here, possibly coming on that angle route over there. He might really hit him as he comes across. But remember, I talked about having Gregory drop back more or less into a robber coverage, and he's right here. If our opponent tries to make this throw, well, you can see that we should be in somewhat good position to defend this play, and we should have a pretty good opportunity to take that pass route away. And then the other thing about this, let's go ahead and rewind this a little bit more into the coverages as we look at this. Let's go ahead and work our way to the left side here. Now, because the running back's staying in the pass block, this defender right here, we do the telestrator, this defender right here, which is going to be a dime back, is supposed to be in man coverage on the running back, right? Well, because the running back stays in the pass block, then he ends up actually going out here on the outside. And now what he's going to do is he's going to go ahead and help cover this guy. So we're going to get double coverage on the receiver to the left, which is going to be the split end. So we get two guys covering that receiver. So he's pretty much taken out of the equation. All right, let's go back and work our way over this way. Now, I already talked about Gregory and what he does. But then we also have this guy, which is, remember we talked about the safety, the free safety that we put here, that was Hooker. Remember we put him at this position right here. Now he's spying the quarterback. Not only is he spying the quarterback, but he's also in position to take away some of those routes that might come underneath, such as maybe a drag route or something where he comes underneath. So he's kind of in position right now. Now, of course, once the quarterback rolls out, he wouldn't be there. But you can see right now he's in that position. But and the other thing I want to point out here, we talked about Lawrence. We put him in the flat. Now, there's a couple things reason we did is first, we want to have him in the flat here, because if they run a quick pass play over here, we would have him in the hard flat to take away a quick flat. And if the quarterback were to roll out to that direction, say the quarterback rolls out over in this direction, tries to roll out, well, then he's going to be in spy coverage and taking that away. So he's going to be over there to help defend that. Plus, we'll have our actual spy guy right here. We'll still have this guy in spy. He'll spy him too. So we're literally going to have 2 defenders over there spying the quarterback, more or less, if you really think about it. That's going to help prevent them from taking off with take off with the quarterback and get away from us. So that's kind of a lot going on here as I'm trying to point this out to you. And if we go way down the field here, let's go ahead and zoom in here. We also got this safety, as you look at it. He's playing the deep middle. So we got a guy over the deep to help out with the deep passes as well. So we've got a lot of nice coverage here. There's not a whole lot of options. You look against this particular play, there's not a whole lot of options for our opponent to throw to as far as trying to find an open receiver. So I want to point that out to you. And ultimately, he doesn't have anybody to throw to, and we end up sacking him as you look at it. So that's pretty nice as far as what that is concerned. All right, I want to go ahead and do another setup here. I want to show you a second setup that you can do. It's pretty much identical what I've done already. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and roll the quarterback out. So let's go ahead and do the same setup again. So we're going to go ahead and do the pinch of the defense there. We're going to go ahead and put Gregory back into the bluff blitz, and then we're going to go ahead and put Lawrence into the hard flat. Now, keep in mind, guys, I'm actually going to control Lawrence because I want to show you not Lawrence, but Jackson. I want to show you what happens here when I try to roll Jackson out to the right. So just assume now, just pretend like, because again, I can't control Parsons here, but just pretend like Parsons is coming off the edge here. I'm in control of him. And then I'm rushing the quarterback, so the quarterback cannot roll out to the left. Hopefully, he won't roll out to the left. Instead, he'll try to roll out to the right. And that's what I want to kind of try to emulate here as I do this. So let's go ahead and snap the ball here. I'm going to roll Lamar out here. As you look at it, I'm going to try to do a little bit of juke and whatever I can. And I'm going to have 2 defenders over there that can help take that away. Now, keep in mind, Lamar is an exceptional, athlete, and you're not going to face this type of quarterback in every single game. And you're going to have some guys over here. Now, the only thing I will tell you, as you look at this, the only thing I just saw as I was watching this, and I kind of wondered what happened there. That safety didn't get over there as fast as I had hoped, but it's because he's getting hit. But he's still going to get over there, and it's going to make it a little harder for our opponent to try to run. So you got 2 defenders over. Let's do this one more time at the setup real quick here. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. Again, we're going to go ahead and pinch the defense, put Gregory in the bluff blitz, put Lawrence into the hard flat, and then we're going to go ahead and put Parsons into the hard flat as well and move him in. Again, keep in mind, I'm not going to control Parsons. I just want to show you this with the quarterback rolling out. So let's go ahead and do the same thing and see what happens again. So here it goes rolling out. And this time we've got, look at that. Now, that's what I kind of wanted to show earlier. There's really not much for the quarterback to do. We've got enough guys over there to take that away where he can't just roll out and try to make something happen. All right, I just want to point that out. So right there, we've got pretty nice defense on that and defending that. All right, so that's it on that as far as with that. I want to go back now, and I want to go to a second setup here, guys, and let you guys take a look at the second setup that I want to do with this particular video breakdown. All right, for the second setup, it's very identical to the first setup. There's just one adjustment that we're going to make a little bit different. So again, we're going to go ahead and shift the defensive line by pinching them. We're going to go ahead and put Parsons on the hard flat. This time with Gregory, we're going to go ahead and put him in QB spy. Now, this would be, for example, maybe Lamar, maybe you're playing against somebody who's got great stick control, and you really want to try to take him away. What you can do is go ahead and put him in QB spy, and then you can go ahead and put Lawrence in the hard flat. So now you're going to get 2 guys basically spying Lamar, and then you're going to get Lawrence, who's going to be dropping out in that hard flat. So you're literally going to have 3 guys lined up over there. Again, I'm not going to go ahead and control Parsons. Just know that if you control Parsons, and I'm just going to go ahead and switch over to him. But just remember, if you manually pass rush him, do what I've shown in other video breakdowns. Just make sure you move him a little bit to the inside where he lines up in the gap between the left guard and left tackle. And then you're just going to go ahead and manually pass rush him and bring him around the edge. You should be able to get in pretty much every single time, especially if you've done this enough. You should be able to do it. So I'm not actually going to control him. I'm going to go ahead and control Lamar. Again, I'm going to go ahead and try to run with him, and I'll show you what will happen here with this particular defense I'm about to show here. So let's go ahead and run this, and then we're going to try to run Lamar out here, and there's just not a whole lot of opportunity for him to try to really do a whole lot, because now, as I said, we've got 3 defenders over here taking that away. Now, the only bad thing about this, the downside of this setup would be, we talked about having Gregory more or less being a robber. Remember, we talked about him being a robber back in this area here. Well, now he's not in robber coverage. Instead, we've dedicated it or put him into QB spy to try to take away any opportunity for the quarterback to try to run and get out of there. And again, one of the things I just noticed again, and this is against this particular play, is that safety that we've got keeps running into that tight end, but that's just against this particular play. Other plays this wouldn't happen. But as you look at it, we got 3 guys out there. He ain't getting around all that. And one thing about Lamar Jackson, as you guys probably know, a good hit stick will probably cause a fumble with this. So that's really it, guys, as far as with this. This is something that you guys can run that's going to allow you to go ahead and get pressure on the quarterback and yet be able to spy the quarterback and get pressure on the quarterback, spy the quarterback, and also have some nice pass coverage. And that's what I wanted to show with this. Now, one other thing I want to point out, this works against a lot of these formations where it comes out in the trips type formation, such as the gun bunch, where you have 3 receivers lined up to the right and 1 receiver lined up to the left, and then you have the running back lined up to the left of the quarterback. Let's show you another example of this just real quick, and then we'll get out of this breakdown. So let's run this Trey Open play. And again, we'll go ahead and have the running back stand in the pass block. We're going to go ahead and run this Z under play as you look at it. And let's go back into that same defense that I've been running, the cover 1 contain out of the dime 2-3-6 Sam. And I just want to show you this works pretty much the same way. The only difference is this isn't a bunch formation. It's a trade type formation, a gun trade type formation, but it's the same setup. So you go ahead and our trips formation, and you go ahead and do the same setup. Again, we're going to go ahead and pinch the defensive line. We'll go ahead and put Parsons into the hard flat, put Gregory. We'll go back to the bluff blitz and then put Lawrence back into the hard flat. And there's the setup right there. And then we just move Parsons in so he lines up right there between the left guard and left tackle. Pretty simple setup. It doesn't take much time to do this one if you do it enough. So let's go ahead and run it again. And same thing, I'm just going to work my way around. And then we're going to get the same pressure. And you can see right there, we got the pressure. We still have the coverage out there as you look at it. Let's go back into instant replay and look at the coverages here. And you're going to see right here that we still got some nice coverage out here. Not a whole lot of options. I guess really the only person I could really see as I'm looking at it, possibly our opponent could, as you look at it, he might be able to throw over here into this area here, maybe against this particular play. This guy could probably kind of open right over there. But other than that, there's really nothing else open as you look at it. It's pretty covered, pretty good. This guy down here is pretty covered. I mean, if they try to throw it, he's got to throw it over 2 defenders here. And then it's pretty covered. As you go deep down the field, way deep down the field, you can see that this guy down here who's running that route is pretty covered. Not a whole lot there. So that's a nice defense there to run. Let's go ahead and run one last play on the offensive side of things. I just want to show you guys this last thing with this, and then we're going to get out of this video breakdown. If they run a play, let's run a salam play, the gun Trey Open, and that's going to have everybody going out. As you can imagine, this is going to work pretty nice against this because now they don't have the running back staying in the pass block. So let's go back into the cover 1 contain. We're going to go ahead and pinch the defensive line, or go ahead and shift the defensive line down, whatever. And then we're going to go ahead and put him in QB spy, which is Gregory. And then we're going to put Lawrence into the hard flat. We'll switch back over to Parsons. We already got him into the flat. And again, we'll go ahead and run this. And I just want you guys to show that this would be just as nice against this, because they send that running back out. It makes it that much easier, such as what you see on your screen. So again, we got a 2-man pass rush, able to get pressure on the quarterback with this particular defense. So that would be kind of a, something else that you don't have to worry about, because you're going to get pressure on the quarterback, especially if they send the running back out. So that's it, guys, as far as this breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's definitely something that I've been looking at, trying to find some different defenses that I can run. And as you guys have probably noted, one of the things I get asked what playbook I like to run the most, honestly, it's a 3-4 playbook. I run this one a lot, and I run some other ones as well, but this is one I do spend quite a bit of time in. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video breakdown. If you like it, please hit the hit the like button. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, this is the type of video breakdowns that I do. I try to keep it professional. I try to give you guys really in-depth breakdowns and show you how these things work. That way, when you get into the game, you know exactly what you're getting into with these plays that I'm showing. Hey Madden gamers, if you enjoy this Madden video or any other video, please subscribe to the Madden Guides YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for watching and for your support.